Thermae from Bliss is a delay pedal that specializes in pitch shifting, specifically very wild and crazy pitch shifting. But in this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways you can use that to get sounds that are very musical and very usable. There are many ways to get chorus sounds out of the Thermae, but if you use these settings, you'll get a chorus sound that works very well with distortion, which is not something that every chorus effect can do. But this sound is just greasy and sleazy in the exact way that sounds great with distortion. I found a setting on the Thermae that is indescribable. It's really cool, but even as I'm shooting this part, I still don't even know what I'm going to call it for the purposes of making this video. But it sounds like your signal is just giving you brain damage while you're trying to play. I recommend that you use the Thermae with another delay pedal. Just use them together. It's not really going to matter which other delay pedal you use, and it's not really going to matter how you set the Thermae. It's just going to sound good. But since you're watching this video, the other delay pedal I use in this example is the Strymon Deco, and the settings on the Thermae I'm using are these. For the next pro tip, use the tap tempo switch on the Thermae to put in the slowest tempo you can, and then set the rest of the knobs like this. And the thing we're listening for here is the fact that the repeats will be very degraded. That's the whole pro tip. We're just listening to how good it sounds when the repeats on the Thermae are extremely degraded. Thermae lets you pick which intervals you want to use for the pitch shifting, and the smallest interval they give you is a perfect fourth. Now, harmonizing in perfect fourths can be tricky. It's not always going to sound like what you want, and with perfect fourths, it's very easy to introduce notes that will clash with the notes you started with. But the pro tip is to play a chord that's just made up of perfect fourths, and I'll show you the chord. Play this chord. So that chord is just a note with a perfect fourth above it, and then a perfect fourth above that note, and then a perfect fourth above that. So play that chord, send it to the Thermae, and set the Thermae like this. What's happening here is that the Thermae is going to pitch shift that whole chord in perfect fourths, but this time it'll work because everything you're playing will be musically connected to the chord you started with. It'll sound unusual, but it'll sound cool. It's almost like the Thermae will now be creating inversions of the chord you started with.